Suppose we have data on 74 second-hand automobiles, and the variables in this data set are going to be price, which we have in dollars, and the mileage, which is the MPG, and then other characteristics of the car, such as length, and a qualitative variable which is called foreign, and it will tell us whether the car was produced in the domestic country, being domestic USA, or in a foreign country. So now the first thing that we want to do is to show the descriptive statistics, that's the average standard deviation maximum and minimum. So to show the descriptive statistics, we can go to data, the interactive menu, and then data analysis. We scroll down until we find descriptive statistics, press OK. And then in the input range, we select the numeric variables. Remember that foreign is a numeric, so for now we are not going to include it in this analysis of the descriptive statistics that we want descriptive statistics for. We select labels in the first row because basically in our selection we are including the labels of the variables, and we are indicating Excel that these are the labels of the variables, these are no numbers, so please take this into account. So now we also remember to select the option, make sure the option summary statistics is selected. We press OK, and in a new worksheet gives you by default all the summary statistics. In the case you just want the ones that I mentioned, mean and standard deviation, which you can always delete as convenient, okay? Remember that you can also select the number of decimals that you want, if you want 3, 2, standard, and so on. The next thing that we are going to do is to assume that you want to draw the trend between price and MPG. So for this, we are going to select the variables, price and MPG. And in the interactive menu again, in this case, we are going to go to Insert. And then in the graph selection, we are going to select Scatter. See that if we select the graph, we can select this plus that we have here, and we can add the axis titles. It's more informative. In this case, we have MPG in the vertical axis and price in the horizontal axis. If we want them the other way around, then we can right-hand click the graph, select the data, and then we can switch them. So we can add here the entry price, and in the horizontal axis we can have MPG. Okay, just for this exercise, just for this video, I'm going to leave it like this, but we try to do it the other way around. We could also add a trend line, so it's more clear the relationship, this downward relationship between MPG and price. And for this, again, we come back to this plus on the right side of the graph and select the option trend line. And we could also add a trend line equation. So if we select the trend line, right-hand click, and we go to, we see format trend line, and we select the option display equation on chart. So here you will have the trend line equation with the slope and the intercept. We could add the graph so to a different worksheet, so it's not here with the data. Okay, finally, last thing that we are going to do is to do a regression with this data. But first, what I'm going to do is to convert this variable into a numeric variable. And for this, we are going to create a dummy variable, which is going to be equal to 1 if the variable is foreign and 0 otherwise. That's because later on for the regression, Excel is going to ask us that all the independent variables are together. Then I'm going to create it in column D, okay? And I'm going to call this dummy. And the equation to create dummy variable in Excel, okay, the code is equal to if, and then we select the value that we want to be true, so the logical test that Excel calls. So starting from this cell, if this cell equals to foreign, we put it under quotations because it's text, then give the value 1, and if not, give the value 0. And then we scroll down this condition, then we apply to all the cells, then we will see that it's given value 1 if the variable foreign was foreign and 0 otherwise. Right, so now what we are going to do is the regression. And for the regression, we are going to go again to data analysis. And here we are going to scroll down until we found the option regression. You press OK. And in the Y input that is going to be our dependent variable, we're going to put the price. And then we are going to put the dependent variables MPG and length dummy in the input for variables X. There are things that we need to remember. First, make sure labels is tick because we want Excel to recognize that the first row are the names of the variables, okay? Then we press OK, and in a new worksheet, it will show up the summary output of the regression. Again, you could change the decimals, and now I leave it to you to check the significance of the coefficients, looking at the value and the interpretation of those variables who are statistically significant.